Hello there, and thank you for joining us here at the Lions Guide Collective. You might be going, what is the Lions Guide Collective? We will get to that. But first, what's Lions Guide? So Lions Guide, we're here with the team. We are a performance and a leadership development company that provides services to help business owners and other organizational leaders strengthen their performance and leadership skills so that they can show up confident and their ability to execute. Who can use more confidence in their lives? So if that's you and you're interested in more information or access to all of our free resources we have for you, please visit us at lionsguide.com for some more information. Now here on the Lions Guide Collective, I'll be joined with our Lions Guide team and to discuss various topics that help you gain new insights and perspectives because we're here on a mission to help you establish clarity, have courage, and lead the way. So I'm your host. I'm Dale Walls. I'm the founder of Lions Guide. And with me, I've got Jay Tiggs, our Lions Guide Performance Development Director, as well as Keith, the man, Flip Griffin, our Leadership Development Director. And gentlemen, welcome. We are here. It's the new year, and we're on a new show here. How you guys doing?
Man, I'm doing great. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, everyone. Very, very well. Very well. Happy to be here.
So we're all decked out in the new Lions Guide gear. Before we hopped on here, I was running through the street trying to tell the UPS man to hurry up and give me my new Lions Guide gear. It's like Christmas all over again, and just for the fun of it, these guys have had their stuff, and I've been kind of pacing around waiting for the UPS man for a couple of days to get my gear. And they've been teasing me. They've been going, "Hey, look at my new hat," and just give me a hard time about it. So around the horn, gents, what's been going good? So we're back on the last session we had together. We actually had the meet the director session where we introduced you guys and what we're doing. But since the holidays, what's been going on with you? Going good with you?
Yeah, for me, December was a lot of travel, a lot of holiday activities. It was fun, but I'm excited about getting back into the rhythm of getting into a new routine. And, kicking off the E3 challenge. And so I'm super excited about getting back into a routine and helping others. I always like to invite people to suffer along with me. So we created that to encourage people to get moving. And that's really what's going on in my wheelhouse.
Awesome.
Yes, we did sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say real quick, the E3 challenge, we'll talk about that here, but we're kicking off with the E3 challenge this week. A lot of people have seen us kind of like preview that a little bit, but Jay and I did a recording. It's out on Lions Guide blog. If you go to lionsguide.com/blog, you'll see the information on that and get other links to go check it out and get signed up. And it's a 28-day challenge to help you enhance your energy and endurance. Again, who can use some more energy to get through the day, take on the challenges that we've got before us. And it's a realistic, challenge, right? It's not all or nothing, or it's not any grandiose feats that you got to do, but it is a good framework to kind of get you on track with some, low-hanging fruit opportunities to level up your energy. So I'm really excited about that. Jay did a great job putting that together, and got over 100 people already signed up. So you won't be alone. There's a lot of people looking for ways to kind of level up, and so come join us in that. So check that out. Check out that recording. And it's dohardnations.com/
if you dohardthingsnation.com/E3-challenge. I'm sure we could probably drop that in the show note or something like that, or you can just reach out to us directly.
Yep. Reach out. Check it out.
We need to put a link to that to make it easily accessible for folks.
Yep. So good. Flip. Let's go with you, my man.
I had a good, relaxing family. Got over some sicknesses, I think, actually. Somebody got COVID in the house, too, so that was interesting over the holiday season. But worked through it. Got some great traction for Everyday Leadership, the course. So started some sessions already with high performance leadership that we started with a group. And Everyday Leadership has taken off. So we finished all the videos for that. And we've created a 2-day actually in-house course for people, as well as creating a couple other versions that we can kind of slim down and really target who or what you need with it. But it got great feedback. I was really excited to hear the feedback from it. Very humbled by the feedback that we got from it. So that's super exciting that we're moving forward with it. I was happy I got my swag before Dale. So that was a good thing for me. But just ready for 2023. I think we're super excited, all of us, whether it's with Do Hard Things, whether it's the high performance side or the leadership side. There's a lot of stuff happening over the course of this year that we've got planned out that I think it's gonna be great for everybody. So.
Yeah, and on that, and those of you guys don't know, right? There's different a few different ways to engage with us. And the lowest hanging fruit, easiest way is you get access to our online academies, where we've got a whole curriculum of performance courses and lectures, even guest lectures come on, talk about mindfulness and productivity and all that stuff. And as well, we've got the Everyday Leadership course out there and a lot of leadership lectures out there. And all that's in the Lions Guide library. You guys can just get an annual subscription to that, have access to it. It's all you can eat, and get in there. And we've got courses and lectures and lessons going in every single week. So every week we've got new lessons going in. We've got a roadmap for at least a course a quarter going into it in the different functional areas. So, and again, all of that is to help you guys just level up. We're everyone here on this call, and anyone who's worth their pound of salt, man, is a lifelong consumer of knowledge and growth, right? If you're not growing, you're dying is the way I look at it. So, we're all here, we're always reading, we're always growing, and we're kind of consolidating all that into a library for our members so they can get out there. And a lot of it comes from, I know Jay feels the same way too. It's really like when we're doing our coaching, for me, it was like lessons that I feel I find myself like teaching over and over again in live, whether it's one-on-one or group. I'll jot them down and I'll go do a 45-minute lecture on it. So that way, when we're in session, I go, hey, it sounds like you need to, maybe think about adding, meditation into your routine so you can kind of get control of your monkey brain or whatever the case may be. And I'll go, hey, I actually recorded a lesson on that. So go, and you kind of like prescribe that stuff. So that's why that's how that came to be, and then Flip put his Everyday Leadership course out there, which is really a great tool to just learn real leadership. We're not talking about everyone can go out there and get that emotional intelligence stuff and your personality test stuff and all those things. This isn't that. This is a real raw perspective on what leaders are up against, what pitfalls. So it's a great course, a lot of great feedback. And so that's ways that you can check in on that stuff. Good. Well, about the Lions Guide Collective here, this series that we're doing now, this is the formerly known as the Lions Guide podcast. But what we're doing here, because we've got so much going on, especially since we brought Jay and Flip to the team, is we're going to take this opportunity on the collective and huddle up and talk about a topic each week that we find that has value to you or some perspective or insights that, we've put together or some of our contributors are put together. And then we'll have this. So this would be the Lions Guide Collective. So you can kind of see us kind of chop it up on different things. But we're not going to stop doing the other things we're doing. So we've had ongoing for a while, the Flip Side of Leadership series that Flip's been hosting. That's going to spin off into its own podcast that will be all Flip all the time, that you can get out there and check that out, which will be the same series of his rant, the Lion's Den, have his guests on, do book reviews and so on. So, but you'll be able to, if you love what Flip's doing or you want to just stay consistent with what he's doing in the leadership, he'll have his own dedicated channel on Apple and Spotify and all that stuff, so that it's not intermingled, mixed in with the what was happening was we were having a pile of Lions Guide podcast episodes and the Flip Side, and they were cycling them, and the Flip Side was every other week or every third week that we were dropping it in the releases and stuff. So now you can whatever you love, if you love it all, you can consume it all every week, or you can follow Flip every week and so on. And I thank you guys for the feedback on the Lions Guide podcast and having the guests on and telling their stories. I'm going to continue doing that. I'm going to spin off into another Lions Guide podcast called Beyond Walnut Street. And you guys know my story. I grew up on a little town I jokingly called Mayberry, but I grew up on Walnut Street, and I've learned a lot since my humble beginnings of growing up my grandmother's attic. But I want to bring the guests back on and keep having those conversations. So in February, that'll drop. It's going to be the Beyond Walnut Street podcast. And then Jay's had his Do Hard Things podcast for a long time. He's got a lot of powerful guests on there, and he talks about that. Do hard things stories, all of the above. So a lot of great content out there for you guys to get your hands on. So We already talked about sweet new gear, gear.lionsguide.com if you want to check that out. But this week, what we've got going on is we've got 2 sessions. So this year where we started, we've got weekly sessions. We've got Tuesday afternoons. Jay leads a session in your performance development. So you if members can hop out there and check that out. So this week we're actually taking the group through the 28-day challenge. So we're actually going to dive into it and challenge the participants about, the 28-day challenge, answer any questions and so on. That'll actually be an open session. So if you go out on the website, you can register and come join that and chop it up on that too. Wednesday, Flip will be hosting his leadership session. We'll be out there, and this week he's going to be talking about, discovering your role as a leader. So we're going to dive in and facilitate, you understanding what leadership means to you, how you show up as a leader, and find some answers for you so you can level up in that area. So I'm excited about the sessions we've got going on this week. Out there in the library, we've got the run through of the 28-day challenge, a recorded edition, so you can check that out. And then last but not least, we'll have a leadership lesson for you out there on a worksheet called Reflections and Aspirations. And so what is that about? Leadership begins with self-reflection, really even before vision, right? We've got to contemplate what we define as leadership and who has qualified as a leader in our life, even in the first place. So we put together a worksheet to reflect, on the people who have influenced your philosophies about leadership and to brainstorm and capture the aspirations that you have as a leader in your own life. So those worksheets we put together really great journaling exercise for you to find your growth in areas like that in your leadership and performance. So again, if you're interested in any of that, reach out, go to lionsguide.com, hit contact us, reach out, and we can fill you in on all the things we've got going on. Would love to serve you. So all that said, let's hop into the topic. So another thing we've got coming out that's dropped this week is an article I put together about how to use your fears to win, which is our topic of today. So gents, you guys have seen the article. Any thoughts on that? Any feedback?
Go ahead, buddy. Go, Jay.
When I think of, fear is something that we constantly face on a daily basis. And, high performance demands that we are courageous and overcoming our fears. And I think high performing people, it's not like the fear is not there. They just look at it through a different lens and they continue to take action. And I love how in the article, how you tied in like fear is it's a virtue. And you've talked about that quite a bit. And I think that high performing people, they face their fear more often. And the more that you inoculate, and that's why my mantra is do hard things. The more that I have faced my fears and overcome challenges, I have become more courageous and more confident. And I think that courageous people who face their fear are happier and more fulfilled because of that level of confidence.
Absolutely. And that's really why I went there, right? I as we kind of kicked off this new kind of format that we're doing and dropping these articles and new lectures and lessons and stuff, when I was thinking about like, where did I want to start? I was like, I want to start where I started it all, right? Like with courage and what I've learned about its importance. And it just, I remember when Lions Guide started as a stupid Instagram thing. Like I created a @Lions Guide Instagram and I was doing like what I called whiteboard quotes. I would write quotes, but if you went into the profile and you kind of like had the bio, it simply said, I've learned that my success has come when I've been courageous and my failures have come when I've been fearful. And that was it. And that's where this all kind of came from. That's just kind of what I've learned. And Flip, what were your thoughts on it?
So I had a different take on it. I highlighted some things too. And I don't necessarily know that leaders look and define themselves by courage and by fear, right? Like we don't dissect it. Like I looked at this of how I would look at myself. And I don't necessarily know that I would define those words to myself. And I think if you looked at them, I'm with Jay. I love that you talked about a virtue because it was about putting a greater good before a lesser good, which I think we do. And I think to leaders, a lot of this stuff comes very natural if this is the way you are. So to learn it or to dissect it and kind of revert back, right? So you're deconstructing yourself as a leader with this. I took it as that, right? I took it as like, let's deconstruct these things to get better, right? Because the goal of the article is to end up getting better. But like, I couldn't, and maybe you guys can, and maybe I couldn't deconstruct it to go, was I ever fearful in the decisions that I made? And then what I really loved about the article is that, because I kept having the questions, I'm like, is he going to answer it? Is he going to answer it? And you did a great job, because you talked about pain, and then you talked about 3 types of pain. And I was like, oh, I don't have pain. And then I looked at the second one, and it was like process pain. And I was like, that's me. Like, nailed it. Like, I can't wait. Like, right. Just being a person who is like, oh, I don't want to wait to do every single thing. I just want the outcome. And a lot of times I can look at my life and go, I didn't do something because of it. Now, being an optimistic person, like most of us are on this, and I think a lot of people are, who are leaders, is that you end up going, okay, well, something else happened, and which was good too, right? You find the optimistic thing of how things. But I love that you looked at the loss pain and the outcome pain and the process pain, and really went and dissected that part. That to me was the pretty deep thing.
Yeah, it's and really this is a subset out there in the Lions Guide to Self-Discipline course. This is the top, right? And I dive deep into this, and it's because, like, another way to think about this, right? And this is probably timely, right? We're at the new year, and here's the thing about the new year, okay? Everyone's getting kicked off doing hard things, and a lot of people fall off by February. But where people really start to fall off is you start to do something hard all week, and you come out and you got this motivation that's new year, and hey, I'm all fired up. And then you run into your first trap, which is the weekend, right? You go, I've been getting up early all week. I've been going to the gym all week. I deserve a break. I'm going to sleep in tomorrow. And that's trap number 1. And what's happening, right? We start to become fearful of the process, as you said, right? Like, man, I'll tell you, like, I'm still training for my next 100-mile race. Fridays are my long runs. And man, I still, like, I'm slow to put them freaking shoes on, like, because I know what I'm about to go through. Like, I ran for 3 hours today, right? And I'm going, here we go again, and that's just fear, right? Like, it's fear of what I'm about to go through. And my reluctance is because the fear of that process. So, we've got to remain courageous in, like, I don't feel like it, right? When you say, I don't feel like it, I don't feel like getting up today, I can skip today, or even difficult conversations, right? Like, we avoid difficult conversations. We can, but the right thing to do, like, to be courageous, right? When you talked about, like, courage as a virtue, I point out in an article, like, the litmus test is, what's the right thing to do in this situation? I know you're stalled and you're thinking about it. What's the right thing to do? And go towards that. That's courage, right? I know you're holding back because you don't want, it's going to be painful, but man, what's the right thing to do? Okay, that's it. Let's go. And that was the point of kind of calling out that courage is a virtue, so to speak. Jay, what else you got on it?
Well, I was thinking about, because this is the time where we're it's new year, it's a new me. So we're coming out of the gates hot, and like you said, by the end of February or so, that's when the gym parking lot starts to open up. It's easier to get in and out of the gym. And I think about, like, I forgot what it's called. It's the 5 changes. What's it called? Let me look at my note here. It's the emotional change. When you embark on something new, there's 5 stages that people go through. So stage 1 is that excitement, that uninformed excitement, where you're just like, you know what, I'm going to get on the Peloton. I'm going to crank it out. I'm going to stick to this 60-day challenge, and I'm going to do all the workouts, and it's new year, new me. And then you start to do that for about a week. And then it starts to get a little bit more hard, or you're on that diet program and someone's got like a birthday party and you're like, yeah, I don't want to cheat on my diet, but then you start to phase 3 is like where you really start to bottom out in that valley of despair. We're like, okay, this is really hard, but I don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. And I think that's where the fear comes in, the process pain, the outcome pain. We start to second guess ourselves. So we just kind of like, you know what? I skipped a day, I skipped 2 days. I'm going to go just throw it all out. And what people do is they throw the entire goal out and they find another goal, and they get in that cycle of doing that. So every time they face that, things start to get difficult, and then they have that fear, they bottom out, they find a new goal. And if they were just to see it through and just to break through, they would actually start to see the significant change that they're looking for. And I think culturally we've developed that habit of being in that cycle of the first 3 stages of emotional change. And oftentimes it comes with fear.
100%. That moment when I'll go back to don't feel like it, or maybe I need a break, right? Those are the most important times. I'll tell you guys right now, right? All you guys got your New Year's resolutions and the things that you're on to co-sign Jay on this. You will hit that point where you're going to be like, I don't know that this was worth it. I don't feel like it. I'm tired. I need a break. Those moments are the point. Those are the real tests. Those are the real times that you have to persevere. And you're actually, rewriting your brain on your resiliency. Like we talk, like if anyone's looked into any of the cold water therapy stuff, right, and how it builds your resiliency. Why? Because you're forcing yourself to do something that you know is going to freaking suck. But if you do it, you're drawing neural pathways in your brain that you can push through these walls, these reluctances, and think about your New Year's resolutions or whatever you're doing, and those moments where you start to doubt your consistency or today or whatever. I'm telling you right now, just make note that day that's coming. And you got to get your game plan together now that you're going to tell yourself, no, I'm not. Dale told me that this was going to happen, that I wasn't going to feel like getting up this morning. Get up, get your butt up, go do what you're going to do. This is the test. That is the test right there. It wasn't about day one. Everybody, like Jay said, everybody shows up to the gym January 2nd. It's that later part of the month. It's February 1st. Those are the times that you got it. That's the real test. So those days that you're ready to, they're all lies that your brain is telling yourself to get back to that comfort zone. I need a break. I've been getting up early all week. I've been working out all week. I need a break. Just get up anyway and go for a walk, man. You don't have to go kill it in the gym. You don't have to go slay it on a Peloton or whatever your resolution is. Get up and just go for a walk. Stay consistent. It's vital. The minute you start slipping, it's a slippery slope.
Yeah, the consistency is key for sure.
So I'm there. I tried the 28-day challenge as a preview. I told him, I don't know if I told Jay, but I tried it and I was like, whoa, this isn't like just right. And it's difficult to find. And I'm having to go through it, but I'm trying to do the Spartan right in June. And this is something I haven't done in a really long time. I'm fighting, and this is really tough for people. And I think when you're older, you also learn, and especially if you've had, our veterans are one of our huge listeners. You've got orthopedic injuries. You've got injuries from all the stuff that you've done. And you've known also that rest is part of the cycle of a good thing. And you have to get it out of your mind also that just because you're resting, that's actually doing something, right? Like we think of sleep as like, oh, we know we need to get more sleep. Well, there's sometimes we need to take a day off. And sometimes that's good for your whole process, right? And the thing is saying, okay, and you have to be okay with that side too. So to Dale and to Jay's point, it's okay to go this, but then it's the hard part to go, oh, wait, hold on. That was part of my cycle of rest, a rest day. Now I have to go back and do it again, right? And for those things. And something you wrote on here and you almost ended it, and I thought it was really good. I used to own a company and our motto was embrace the suck. Right. And we've heard that one before all over the place. And you wrote it in a different way, I think, is honor the struggle. Right. And that's embrace the suck to me in a little bit nicer way. But you wrote that on there. And I thought about it. And I thought about thinking to myself, like, because I was supposed to run yesterday and my back has been absolutely destroyed from doing it. And I'm like, I'm dreading, I'm fearing the loss, the outcome. I'm fearing it. I'm telling you, I'm fearing it. And even by talking now, there's a bit of me going, all right, I'm gonna lace them up. I'm gonna do the run after we're off this call. And so, but I think it's to honor, right? And I think the group, to all of our listeners and to the article in general, right? Use your fears to win. That can't also be by yourself. And I think that's the point of the E3 is that if you're, it's like they talk about with, suicide and those like people who are in groups, they don't do that. I heard a great saying, which I think moves this. And you always hear, well, leadership is lonely at the top. I read a quote by someone that said, it's not lonely at the top when you take everybody with you. Right. And that's take your fears and your struggles the same way. Like I'll admit to everybody, all of our viewers now, Jay and Dale are going to hear about all my struggles all the time, whether they like it or not. And because I know those positive people are going to help me push through and overcome the fears, because it's natural, right? It's natural for us to have. And sometimes courage, you need friends to have courage, right? There was a Scarecrow, a Tin Man, and Dorothy with the lion as they went through. So, I mean, you gotta do those things. And that was something, that saying at the end of it, of honor the struggle, I thought that was embrace the suck, only a little bit nicer.
Yeah, look, if getting to the top of Everest was just about getting to the top of Everest, we would just take a flight up there. We would just go get dropped off, right? It's about the journey, like you're persevering through the struggle that it takes to get to the top. That's what it's about. And so as you guys are on this journey, whatever it may be, whatever your goals are, just know, like, yeah, you're going to struggle. Like, that's the point, because that's the only way you're going to grow. It's the only way you're going to break the mold of the old, break into the new, is there's going to be some discomfort. Again, that's the point. You're going to say, I don't feel like it. I'm telling you right now, that's the test. That's the test. When you're fearful, that's your call to action. When you're feeling those fears, you've got to go, what is that? What am I afraid of? What's the right thing to do? And start going towards the right thing to do. So flip, you're starting to work out again. Your back's going to give you trouble. What's the right thing to do?
Take rest when I need it, but keep persevering, and it'll be good.
Clean up that ambiguity. Clean up the ambiguity. Like, and one of the things there, and just people, one of my tools is, if I need to take a day, I'll take a day. And life happens. And that's why I love one of the things Jay did with the 28-day challenge is he's got days. Like, you can have strikes, like, like you can miss a day. So it's not like one of these challenges, like you miss a day, you're out. We know life happens. And one of my rules is if my fears get the best of me, I'll just go there. Like, if I don't feel like it one day and it's just got me, and I'll tell you, I always regret that, by the way, by after I miss a workout, I go, man, I was stupid. But my rule is I don't miss two, So yeah, you can take a day, but if you took that strike, then it's on tomorrow. Like it or hate it, it's on tomorrow. That's the rule. Like, that you can miss a day, that's fine, but don't miss two. And Jay's challenge are you 3 strikes, you're out?
That's for the extended version. For this particular one, you're just keeping score for the 28 days.
Yeah, cool.
So we'll talk about the strikes when we hit day 28.
Ooh, yeah, I like that. Good to go. Well, hey, we on the collectives, we're going to keep these short. We're just here to tell you guys what's going on, get you out there to check this stuff out. But give us your feedback. Love to hear what you think about the article. It's out there on a different channel, so it's on our blog. Go to lionsguide.com/blog, and you'll see the article out there, and you'll also see it on the other social platforms. And again, so we're here to serve you if you're in some sort of leadership capacity, and usually if you're in a transition point where you're looking to grow, or something needs to change, or maybe you took on a new job, or you're trying to start a new business, whatever the case may be, or your organization just promoted you and now you're in charge, it's a great time to kind of look at the work we're doing. So we invite you to connect with us. Go to lionsguide.com, grab some of our free guides, hit the contact us, schedule a call, or ask for a guest pass to one of our sessions. We'd be glad to invite you in as a guest to kind of see what we're doing if you'd like to experience that. But check out the article, give us the feedback, join us in a session, whatever you're up for. And thank you guys for being with us today. And we'll see you this week. Thank you guys. Thanks for hopping on.
See you, everybody.